back for another episode of the Three Guys podcast. As I mentioned in my intro, we are joined today by Melissa Sheketoff. She is on Melissa in the Morning on WICC 95.9 FM in Connecticut. We kind of know each other just because we're, I guess, big hockey fans.
Big hockey fans, yeah.
And we're kind of Bruins fans too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because we didn't meet at a Bruins game. We met
No.
at an AHL Islanders game, but I mean, we found each other, so that's a good thing.
Right. Bruins fans find each other. So,
Exactly.
Melissa, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We know you're busy. I know you're busy because of what you do in the morning, which we'll get into here. But yeah, thank you for kind of coming on with us.
This is awesome. I'm very excited. I was excited to know you even did a podcast. So yeah, let's do it. It's fun. Excited.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So I was actually thinking about this beforehand because like you do this every day, not podcast form, but like different form on radio. And there could be some like, it could be like a little bit scared about that because I'm interviewing someone that kind of does this all the time. And, us two chucklehead, myself and my other two chucklehead, my brother and his friend, and I call them chuckleheads and they'll enjoy that. We just kind of started this and jumped into it. We have no prior experience with this stuff or talking, and who knows, probably some of our listeners sometimes were like, who are these babbling idiots? But no. Anyways, no, I think we've had some really great guests on, but yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. Do you ever like,
Hey.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
no?
No. Because it's funny. I have done my whole journalism career trying so hard not to be scripted. And
Mhm.
TV, which is what I did prior to radio, everything is scripted, right? So you've got to go through 4 or 5 different people just to get an approval for a minute, 15-second story to be a reporter. But in radio, it's very much whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. And
Mhm.
part of that is, knowing what you're going to talk about is one thing, but I don't have notes. I think the only note I would have is the title of whoever I'm interviewing. If it's a senator, like what committee are they the ranking senator of? But I don't plan questions. I don't plan notes. I think the art of listening and genuinely connecting with people
Mhm.
is sort of dying a little bit. So I feel like I get to do something I love to do, which is learn and talk to people and connect with people. And I've found a platform where I could do that. But I think podcasting is great. I think if more people can be themselves and have something to share with others, I think that's a great thing. I don't think I'm any better at it just because I do it every day. I think I just get to do it more, but that's
Sure, right.
yeah, no, you're
At what point did you realize you kind of wanted to go into this industry? Did you know like coming out of high school? Did you know when you were younger, or is it when you got to college?
So it's funny because it sounds really weird, but I never had like a dream job per se. I honestly wanted to be a dog when I grew up. And apparently you're not like allowed to play with animals. I honestly felt so seen when Step Brothers came out and the guy wanted to be a dinosaur. I'm like, that's me. Like I never had like a dream job per se. I mean, I've always been a sports girl. I honestly thought maybe I want to be a sideline reporter for the Miami Dolphins. Don't even go there. Yes, I'm a Dolphins fan. It's very confusing. I thought maybe I'd want to work for the S Network and be a Yankees reporter. Yes, I'm a New York Yankee fan and a Boston Bruins fan. It's very confusing.
Yeah, you're odd. You're so
It's,
odd. I didn't know
I'm
about
all
that.
over
I
the
don't think
place.
we had that discussion about the Dolphins. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, no, I don't discriminate. I'm
My
all
brother's like the same way because my brother's like Massachusetts and he's a Pittsburgh Steelers football fan, Buffalo Sabres hockey fan, Boston Celtics like basketball, and then baseball LA Dodgers.
okay. Listen,
Yeah. You guys would have had a lot to talk about.
I was gonna say we probably would have gotten so off track. That's probably why you were like, "Hey, you know what, bro? You should sit this one out. I have a feeling it's not gonna go the right way," and that's probably why. See, you had a good instinct. That was good.
Yeah, I had to tell them to stay off. Like,
Yeah, no, we're all over the place. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I didn't know. I knew I liked sports, but I didn't know I'd want to get into sports per se, like for a career. But I did. I when I got out of high school, I knew there were things that I really liked. I really loved like a couple of different things. So I was really big into my church community, and I was like, I really like helping people, but I didn't know how to help people. I didn't feel like
Mm.
passion for helping people in a certain direction. So I'm like, what are some skills that I have? I'm a pretty good communicator. I'm a really good listener. I've honestly always been told, like, be a therapist. Like I've literally been told since I was a kid, you should be a therapist. And I'm like, eesh, no thanks. Like I give them so much credit. That's just, it's not for me. I would go crazy. So I tried to kind of come up with skills that I thought I was just naturally good at, which I only have like four. And one of them is talking, one is listening, and one is just like empathy. I just naturally, like, I'm pretty good at reading people, but also feeling people's emotions, like reading a room. And so I'm like, what does that translate to? And I went into mass communication. So that's honestly where it got started. I was in internships and I liked radio. Ironically enough, my first interaction with broadcasting was WICC and WeBe 108 when I was 18.
Oh,
I was interning there my first summer before going into college, and I loved it. I was writing the commercials, working for the creative director, and I was like, maybe I want to write. Like maybe
right.
I want to work with clients. Like that'd be cool. But then Sirius XM had come out. And I
Mm.
remember my boss at the time was like, don't get into radio. Radio's going to be gone in 10 years. Like this Sirius XM thing is going to drive us out of
Mm.
business. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's out. Newspaper, same thing. I was like, all right, well, I love to write. So maybe I'll do newspapers. And he was like, nope, newspapers are going, like they're gone. And I'm like, well, I guess we're going to TV, which I'm actually not insanely comfortable with TV. I've never gotten comfortable with that.
Mhm.
But that just seemed like that was the only route I could kind of take to tell stories and feel like I was making an impact, either informing the public or getting people answers if they felt like they didn't have a voice. And so I did TV for
Mm.
almost a decade.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, yeah. And I left because I had my son, and I just felt like TV, I just kind of had phased out of it. I felt like it was a lot of FaceTime.